Welcome back everyone to another fascinating and thrilling journey into the world of rare and valuable US coins. Today we are diving deep into the incredible story of the 1982 Liberty Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin that might just look ordinary at first glance but hides one of the most captivating tales in American numismatic history. This tiny piece of copper and zinc, weighing less than a few grams, has taken collectors and coin enthusiasts by storm. Its story isn't just about change you keep in your pocket, it's about history, minting errors, metal composition shifts, and a twist of fate that turned an everyday penny into something worth an astonishing $256 million in today's collector's market. Let's start from the beginning, where it all began. The year was 1982, a year that marked one of the most significant transitions in the history of the U.S. Mint. For decades, since 1909, the Lincoln cent had been made primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But copper prices were skyrocketing, and the cost of minting each penny began to exceed its face value. The U.S. Mint made a bold decision to change the composition of the cent from copper to a much cheaper material, a zinc core coated with copper. The new penny was 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. But what happened next created confusion, mistakes, and an unexpected legacy that continues to fascinate coin hunters to this day. The year 1982 became one of the most complex years in Lincoln cent history because two different types of cents were minted that year: the traditional heavy copper ones and the new lightweight zinc ones. Not only that, but there were also 7 known varieties produced in 1982. These included large dates and small dates, and both copper and zinc compositions from different mint locations, including Denver, represented by the D Mint mark. Now, imagine the chaos that could happen when such a major change takes place in the middle of production, and that's exactly where the story of the 1982 D penny turns from ordinary to legendary. Among millions of coins produced in 1982, one rare type emerged from the Denver Mint: the 1982 D small date copper penny. This was not supposed to exist at all. Officially, all 1982 D small date pennies should have been made of zinc, not copper. But somehow, a few were struck using leftover copper planchets, likely mixed in accidentally during the minting transition. That accidental overlap produced one of the rarest errors in American coinage. Now, what makes this particular coin so mysterious and valuable is that for years, collectors didn't even know it existed. It wasn't until the early 2010s that one was officially confirmed: a 1982 D small date penny made of 95% copper, verified by professional grading experts. That discovery shocked the numismatic world. A coin thought to be impossible was suddenly real, and its value skyrocketed instantly. Let's talk about why this 1982 D copper penny became so valuable. To begin with, rarity is everything in coin collecting. Millions of regular 1982 D zinc pennies exist, but the copper variant is so rare that only a handful are believed to exist, perhaps fewer than 10 in the entire world. When you combine that level of rarity with the historical significance of the 1982 composition transition, you have the perfect recipe for a multi-million-dollar treasure. Imagine a coin that was supposed to be melted down or never struck in copper at all, surviving decades in circulation or hidden away in a collection, only to resurface now as a miracle of minting history. The 1982 D copper penny, with its small date, represents a bridge between the old copper era and the new zinc generation of cents, but the 1982 D story doesn't end there. Beyond the known copper small date rarity, there are also varieties of 1982 pennies that have double dies, mis-strikes, off-center errors, and die cracks that can add hundreds or even thousands of dollars to their value. Some show faint doubling on Lincoln's profile or lettering, while others have weak strikes or broad strikes caused by misalignment. These minting imperfections are like fingerprints, unique and unrepeatable, and collectors pay big money to own them. Now, let's dive deeper into the technical details that set this coin apart. The copper version of the 1982D small date penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while the zinc version weighs only 2.5 grams. That small difference is how many collectors initially spot potential treasures. The design also features Lincoln's portrait facing right, the word Liberty to the left, and the date 1982 followed by the mint mark D for Denver just below. On the reverse side you find the iconic Lincoln Memorial with the inscription United States of America and 1 cent. But it's that hidden weight difference that separates an ordinary penny from a $256,000 miracle. The first verified 1982D small date copper penny was graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, also known as PCGS, and it immediately became one of the most talked about coins in the world. Experts believe there might be a few more out there, possibly sitting unnoticed in old jars, collections, or even forgotten boxes in attics and basements. Every collector dreams of being the one to find another. Let's imagine for a moment the magnitude of its value. A coin that was worth just 1 cent when it was made now holds a collector value of $256 million according to rare coin auction estimates, private sales speculation, and the historic demand surrounding it. This isn't just about its metal or its face value, it's about the story, the anomaly, and the pure rarity that make it one of the most expensive pennies in U.S. history. Now, think of how the minting process works. Blank metal discs called planchets are fed into massive presses that stamp each design with incredible force and precision. During 1982, because the mint was experimenting with both copper and zinc planchets, it's possible that some leftover copper blanks were accidentally fed into the Denver Mint's machinery while striking small date dies meant for zinc coins. This would have gone completely unnoticed at the time since both coins looked identical on the surface. Only decades later, when collectors began weighing and testing old coins, did the difference reveal itself. To the average eye, all 1982 pennies look nearly the same. But serious collectors know the difference lies in details: the curve of the 2 in the date, the shape of Lincoln's bust, the size of the digits, and of course, the weight. The small date design has thinner and more delicate numerals compared to the large date version where the 2 and 8 appear bulkier. That subtle visual distinction, combined with the copper weight, is the key that separates a common coin from a multi-million-dollar marvel. Another fascinating element about the 1982D penny is the impact it had on the coin collecting community. Before its discovery, most collectors focused on older coins, wheat cents, Indian head pennies, or silver dimes. But after this rare penny came to light, the spotlight shifted to modern coins too. People began checking every penny they owned, and coin roll hunting suddenly became a popular hobby. Thousands of treasure hunters started weighing their 1982 pennies with digital scales, hoping to find that magical 3.11 gram reading that could change their lives forever. Imagine the thrill: a simple coin you've had for years, one that's been through countless hands and pockets, could be the key to unimaginable fortune. That's the beauty of coin collecting: you never know what's hidden in plain sight. The historical importance of the 1982D penny goes beyond its monetary value. It symbolizes a major turning point in U.S. mint policy, reflecting how the economy, material costs, and even technology influence currency design. It shows how even a small shift in metal composition can ripple through decades of history, creating legends out of accidents. Many numismatic historians now refer to 1982 as the year of transformation for the Lincoln cent. It was the year America said goodbye to its pure copper heritage, embracing a cheaper and more efficient way to produce coins. Yet ironically, that very change created a handful of ultra-valuable copper survivors like the 1982D small date, which today stand as priceless relics of the pre-zinc era. Collectors often say that the 1982D copper penny represents the heart and soul of the Lincoln cent series, a coin born from transition, preserved by chance, and celebrated for its defiance of expectation.